Morning. I ended up doing about 19.5 miles yesterday. I got to this tiny little, I don't know what you'd call it, like a hamlet or something, called Burns Drive. And there is a campsite there, but lo and behold, it was closed because of COVID. This walk is very difficult for wild camping because England's laws are generally that you shouldn't do it, but it is tolerated. But even though it is tolerated, it's very difficult to find a spot that is suitable to wild camp, because of a lot of it is like boggy farmland and just absolutely soaking wet because of the weather. So when I realised that campsite wasn't open, I was like, crap, and hiked on for about, I think it was another mile and a half, and then it started raining and the sun was going down, so I just stuck my tent in a field. I do not know where I am. I was like, I am camping right here, like I'm not going a step further, this is my spot. And it's wonky as hell. It's so wonky. Let me show you how it's leaning. Can you see? So my pad has slid down sideways. Yeah. It was really rainy and windy again, like 40 miles, 45 mile per hour winds. So I haven't slept very well again. But I've just left the Lake District now, so it should be a lot flatter for the next few days. So I'm hoping to crunch out 22.5 miles today to get to Kirkby Stephen, and then I can stay in a hostel, which will be nice. I think over 22 miles it's only like 1,000 ascent and descent, so you can see it's like basically flat. I will get going. I'm going to stop in a little place called Shap on the way. Hopefully get a coffee and some food. Wish me luck in disassembling this tent in the wind, because it's quite wild out there. I did put it up in the wind though, and it was a struggle. Here lies the worst camp spot in history. Look how much of a, can you tell how steep it is? It's kind of down, that gives it more perspective. It's about 7:20 and I'm going to leave now. Breaking records for leaving because the campsites are so bad. Am I about to walk over the most English bridge in the whole of England? That's ridiculous. I'm starting to spend so much time on this trail lost. To say it's poorly marked out would be giving it credit, because it's just not marked out. And on the one hand, I'm obviously like, you know, I've got the map and everything, but I don't know. On the other hand, I'm like, can you call something an official trail when it's not even marked out? What do you think? Like, you might see a signpost every 2 or 3 miles. And even that doesn't make it clear what direction you're meant to go after that post. Some ruins of an old abbey. Wow. About to go over, I think, by the looks of that bridge in the distance, the M6, which is a really big motorway in the UK. I just come across this. It's like steps up the wall. I feel like I'm in a 2D game. I'm finding it quite hard to film at the moment just because the weather conditions are pretty bad, the wind especially, so the footage might be a bit sparse. I'm aiming for Kirkby Stephen today, which will be a total of like 22.5 miles. It's not too bad right now, but it was like full on boggy fields earlier, which were just, they were taking time to get through.
No calls and like Martin's ass or take the calls. And I'm in catch 22 there. Yeah. I'd like to stay with Martin. Okay. Yeah. Sorry, I'll walking on. He appreciates you.
Okay, I'm in Kirkby Stephen Hostel, and I think this used to be a church. I don't think. It's quite obvious that it used to be a church. Oh. This is an amazing feeling because this should be a dorm room, and as much as COVID has really effed me over with the campsites, because a lot of the campsites have been shut, COVID has given me a gift this evening because this entire dorm room is mine. Because they're only allowed one person per dorm. Thank God. So I've got my Chinese takeaway. I've got my dorm room. I'm like so happy. I did 22 miles today. And I've got to do the same tomorrow. 22.5 tomorrow to get to Reeth. I don't know if the campsite's open tomorrow. No campsites seem to be open, it's a bit of a nightmare. So I might have to do a wild camping jobby tomorrow, but I'm gonna ring ahead tomorrow morning and see if I can get an answer from anyone. I can have a nice night's sleep again after last night's non-sleep in a wonky field.